Good morning and welcome to Sunday Morning Beers, and welcome to fall. Welcome to fall. Yesterday was the first day of fall. We could have another month of 80-degree days, and it doesn't matter because summer is officially over. I don't think that we're going to have another month of 80-degree days,
it's over.
because yesterday was definitely not very summery, for sure. But either way, first day of fall. And kind of a very significant day for Tracy and I. Now, you could look at it either being yesterday, being the significant day, or today, depending on how you want to look at things. Because 5 years ago, on this date, today, or 5 years ago, on the first day of fall, which was yesterday, Tracy and I got married. 5 years it's been. 5 years. 5 years of wedded bliss it's been. So, we did something on the day that, or around the time that we got married, should I say. Probably with some of our wedding...
gift money?
Or our gift money, yes. You know, some people would take an expensive honeymoon. Some people would maybe invest in savings bonds. Whatever. Whatever normal people would do. We didn't do any of that. What we did was we bought a very expensive bottle of beer. And you might be laughing to yourself, you know, well, what is a very expensive bottle of beer? Well, how about $150 bottle of beer? Okay, how about that? $150 bottle of beer. That's what we bought, and we said we're going to drink it for our 5-year wedding anniversary. We're going to save it until then, and that's today. That is today, or yesterday, depending on how you look at it. And so, what does $150 get you? This. What are you laughing about? Behold.
People are probably thinking you're going to pick up this bottle that's like this big.
Yeah, but behold this. This is Sam Adams Utopias, the legendary Sam Adams Utopias. Look at this bottle. This is mimicking a copper brew kettle complete with sliding doors looking into the kettle. Now, if you saw this in a store on a shelf, and you walk past, and it could be in the water aisle. Let's say that it was in the water aisle in the store, and you walk back and, oh my God, how much is that? Got to be at least $25. There's water in there? Oh yeah, $26 then. You walked by and you saw there was beer in there. You might say, okay, I could see that be worth $50. Okay, but this beer is much more special than just an ordinary beer. This beer was the first time Sam Adams did this was in 2002, which was the first time that I had it. The debut of this was actually at the Great American Beer Festival that year, and it was a really complex and wonderful beer. People were very excited because that was, you know, the debut. If you were at that, you could go home from Denver and say, you know what, I had this really cool beer that Sam Adams did. And
they didn't bottle it that year? They just did it?
No, they did. It was available in bottles. Now, I'm not sure how much it was selling for at that time, but they redid it again in 2007, which was when we bought it. I've seen it for much, much, much more than $150, but that's what we paid for it. They did 12,000 bottles of it. This is bottle number 6,137. And what it is it's a very complex, really you could think of it as a barley wine, made with pale malts, Munich and caramel malts, aged in both bourbon and sherry casks. We wanted to show kind of the opening of it and all that, but we've already had, this is like probably our 4th take for the show. So the way it works is this unscrews. There was a cap on there, opens like a regular thing. You can reseal this because you're not going to drink this whole thing probably in one sitting, or you shouldn't anyways. We're certainly not, because I got to go to work this morning. Big day today, which we'll talk about that in a second. So here it is, and of course, you know, you're not gonna drink a whole pint of this. You're not gonna. So we got a special glass for it. Cheers. It is a deep copper color.
Ooh, the nose. The warmer it gets, the bigger.
The nose is just so complex. Really, the nose reminds me a lot of Sam Adams Triple Bock, which I don't know if you've ever had Sam Adams Triple Bock. That was kind of their first. That was their first extreme beer.
That was in the blue bottle.
Yeah, the really cool cobalt blue bottles. That was the first extreme beer that Sam Adams did. You know, that kind of got people gaga over Sam Adams, and then, you know, they followed it up with this. But the nose reminds me a lot of that. It's very mapley, rich, caramely. There's definitely some oxidized notes in there from the age. which adds to the complexity. It's like a really aged red wine.
Something.
Nutty, a little bit nutty, fruity.
It's got a little floral to it too. Don't you think?
It's very warming. I feel it all the way down. It's definitely mapley. It's nutty. There's some kind of bourbon,
I mean, look
some
at it
oaky notes in there.
on the glass. It's like very thick.
It's very
syrupy.
viscous. Oh yeah. Well, that's the part that reminds me so much of the triple Bach, is that big maple, the thickness of it. I don't think it's as viscous as the triple Bach,
No,
but it.
I don't remember that. How viscous that was. I just remember it was really.
It's plus that's a lot. I think that's quite a bit darker. We have
It
some
is
of that.
darker.
We do have some of that in the beer cellar. Some of the triple Bach. Very aged triple Bach. It's just very complex. It's like you get more flavors the more you sip it, and the longer it kind of sits in your mouth and on your tongue, the flavors change. I mean, I'm getting some toffee, some caramel, some kind of a macadamia nut flavor, certainly the maple syrup, some oakiness, maybe even a little bit of like a coconut flavor.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, anyway.
Fruitiness, plums in there for sure.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff going on in there.
Yeah.
Very complex beer. Wonderful, wonderful beer. If they do another one in 5 years, look for it, get it.
Mm-hmm.
You won't be sorry. You know, $150 is a lot to pay for a beer, but it's very good. So.
And here's Lily.
And Lily makes her appearance. You know what it was? Is Lily smelled that rich aroma
Yes.
of the Utopias.
And she also heard that someone wrote on a comment card that we should have T-shirts with her picture on.
She did hear that. She did hear that, and she continues to search on IMDb to see her name in there, but nothing yet so far.
Nothing yet.
But either way, Lily Poo Jenkins is how her name would appear on IMDb.
What's going on today?
So today, the reason that we can't drink very much of this, and I got to scurry off, is big day. It's the annual fan club members only party at the brewery. It's the best part of being a fan club member. Totally worth the money alone. Not to mention all the other things you get for it. Free beer, free food. So I got to get off to take care of that. This week at the brewery, it's like a trip through northern Germany. On Thursday, we have both a Kolsch and an alt beer. The Kolsch, really cool thing. At Brouhaha, you might remember we advertised the brewing demonstration, and some people said, you know, what happened with the brewing demonstration? You didn't actually brew. It was so crazy busy you couldn't have possibly brewed. Of course I brewed. It's always crazy busy when I'm brewing, you know. So yes, I did brew. And then some people said, well, it was so crazy busy you couldn't have possibly finished the brew. You must have dumped that out. No, it's always crazy busy when I'm brewing. No, that's normal. It's lots of distractions and stuff. I finished that beer, and it turned out to be absolutely delicious. And we're going to serve that on Thursday. Kolsch is a great style. You know, that's actually a protected appellation like champagne. So we'll say Kolsch style. And then an alt beer. So 2 great things to look forward to on Thursday. Someday you can look forward to maybe finding this on the market again and buying it. And if you're in a fan club member, or you're in a fan club, you can look forward to a lot of fun today. So we'll see you there. And if not today, certainly another day this week. Have a great week. Cheers, everyone.
Cheers.